Hello again. It's Uncle Don, this time talking about Mary Wilson of the Supremes. As many of you know, the Supremes were the top female girl group in the 60s. Diana Ross, Florence Ballard, and Mary Wilson. They came out of Detroit, right where I did. In fact, you could not help but meet people in the music business if you were around Detroit. And it turns out that not only did my dad have a business nearby the neighborhood, but also eventually I took alternative service against going to Vietnam called the Teacher Corps. And that experience put me in one of the roughest neighborhoods of Detroit's inner city, Sherrard Junior High. At Sherrard Junior High, I took 2 years to learn how to teach, get a teaching certificate and a master's degree, and then I had to spend 2 more years in the Detroit system to use my 4-year eligibility. Eventually, I left Sherrard and went to a school on the east side of Detroit called Foch Junior High, where I met the lovely Sheila Hayes, an African-American woman who wound up being my first wife. Now, that was in 1970, and there was hardly any white men marrying black women in those days. We had to be extremely careful. In fact, there was a lot of neighborhoods in Detroit we could not go to. Needless to say, we couldn't go to the redneck suburbs. But also, we couldn't go to the black neighborhoods as well because a lot of black guys did not like the fact that the beautiful Sheila was with this white guy. So we had to stay around the Wayne State University campus and a few other, actually the Jewish suburbs were a little bit better. They didn't necessarily approve, but they didn't say anything. Anyway, so how does this relate to the Supremes? Well, 2 ways. My boss at the Teacher Corps, James Lee, was married to Diana Ross's sister. And we used to hang out. And I got to know Diana Ross's sister pretty well. She was adorable. I thought she was prettier than Diana Ross, probably couldn't sing as well. Also kind of a flirt. Eventually they broke up. Who knows what she was doing. But meantime, not only did I see her, but we would see Motown people all around town. I saw Stevie Wonder sitting on the steps of what is now the Motown Museum waiting to get in one day. Smokey Robinson stood right next to me getting on an elevator. So it wasn't unusual to get to know some of these people, at least see them. Eventually, Sheila and I moved out to California to help open the chain of Roots Natural Footwear stores. Our store was in Palo Alto. One day, Sheila got a call from her sorority sister, Sherry Payne, who was now a member of the new Supremes. They were going to have a gig at the Venetian Room at the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco and invited us to come backstage and hang out with them. So we did. Pretty exciting. I brought a pair of shoes, these cloddy looking shoes, these Roots shoes. I brought a pair of shoes for all the girls. Yeah, I wanted to bring something. And they were nice enough to take them. I'm sure they threw them away. Or maybe they gave them to their younger brothers or whatever. Anyway, show was great. But this is why I'm making this little presentation here. Sherry Payne was sweet and wonderful. Cindy Birdsong wanted to be our best friend. And Mary Wilson was the most beautiful woman I had ever seen in my life. Bar none. Not only was she beautiful, she charmed me so much that I literally almost fell down. I mean, amazing. Now, as you know, Diana Ross basically put Mary and Florence in the background singing doo-wop for the rest of the time so Diana Ross could make it big in the Supremes. What I found out recently while doing a little research about Mary Wilson was that she had to start singing again after the Supremes broke up because she had basically forgot how to sing. Now, some of you might remember that after her comeback, she wrote a great book, which you should get. telling all about what happened with the Supremes. And recently, over the last few years, she was on both Dancing with the Stars and The Masked Singer. Unfortunately, she died a few weeks ago. And I thought, I want to mention this about her because she was a wonderful person. She revamped her career, did a great job, and wasn't really appreciated for the great talent and great beauty that she was. This is Uncle Don signing off.